Hello and welcome to Herbology 201. This is class 4 on turmeric and licorice, and the preparation for today is capsules. Just a quick overview of what we are going to be doing today. So we are on class number 4. Last week we did chaparral, and next week we're going to do nigella and aniseed. So at this point we are halfway finished with our class. So if you have not already, I encourage you to start thinking about your final project presentation. Class tasks for this week include listening to the class video, watching the video on capsules, as well as answering the weekly class questions. So we have a couple of new properties for today. Let's go ahead and talk about those. The first new property for today is a parasiticide. Parasiticide is a substance that is used to kill parasites. Our second new property for today is an antifungal. An antifungal is a substance that prevents the growth of yeasts and other fungal organisms. So let's go ahead and let's talk about our herbs today. The first herb we're going to talk about today is licorice. And the botanical name is Glycyrrhiza glabra. It is native to Southern Europe and to parts of Asia, and we commonly use the root of the licorice plant. Its properties include it is a demulcent, it is an expectorant, and it is an ulcerative. For this reason, we often see it included in blends for sore throat issues. Now, a little bit of fun facts here about licorice. In Scandinavian and Low countries, which include Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, Germany is another one actually that is included in this as well. Large amounts of ammonium chloride are added to licorice flavored candy, which makes it very, very salty. In fact, it is so salty that the European Union has actually imposed limits on the amount of salt or ammonium chloride that can be added to licorice flavored candy because it can be harmful if eaten in large quantities. And sometimes people will sneak in candy with higher salt contents, with higher ammonium chloride contents. And it's a big deal. It's a big deal in Germany where they really, really enjoy this. And I've seen people standing in a corner with their licorice candy, their contraband licorice candy, enjoying their licorice candy. It tastes terrible. I don't understand it. But it's something in that part of the world that they really like. So it's kind of an interesting fact about licorice flavored candy. Things can we use licorice for? So licorice is often used as a sweetener. It has a very, very sweet taste to it, similar to the way that you would use something like stevia. People will sometimes chew on the root to use it as a natural toothbrush. You can buy it in sticks like you see in the picture, and you take just a stick and you chew on it, and it will help clean your teeth. As I mentioned, it works well in tea for treating coughs and congestion. It can also help with adrenal insufficiency, and it's also known to help with stomach ulcers. Now, licorice does have an effect on the hormones, so it should be used in smaller amounts. It can also exacerbate, it can make hypertension, high blood pressure more problematic. So if that is something that you experience or someone you know experiences, licorice might not be the best choice for them. It can also be problematic for people who tend to retain water. Retaining water and hypertension are two things that kind of go together. And that's part of the reason that it can increase hypertension. So that is one thing you want to watch out. But small doses, small amounts, it usually is okay. Now, the next one I want to talk about is turmeric. This is probably one of my favorite herbs. The botanical name is Curcuma longa. It is native to Southeast Asia and the Indian subcontinent. The part we use is called a rhizome. Now, a rhizome is like a root. It's similar to a root. It grows underground. New plants can spring out from it, but it's different. Some other things that are rhizomes are ginger. If you've ever seen a ginger root before, a ginger root and a turmeric root look a whole lot alike. It's because they're not roots proper, they're rhizomes. The properties for turmeric include it is a stimulant, it's an alterative, it's an analgesic, astringent, and antiseptic. Just a little bit of fun facts here about turmeric. There is something called a Mangala Sutra, the Holy Thread, which is a necklace that at a wedding the groom will tie around the bride's neck in India or in the sub-Indian countries. It is made with black beads. It's strung from black or yellow thread that has been prepared with turmeric, and sometimes they will even actually string the turmeric root, a whole turmeric root, onto this necklace. So that's something that that's kind of interesting about the turmeric plant. How we can use turmeric. So turmeric is a great anti-inflammatory. It works very well for swelling and pain. I've experienced this myself. I started taking it after I injured my knee about a year and a half ago, and I would take it in the morning for the swelling and the pain in my knee, and within 30 minutes there was a noticeable difference. It still hurt, still swollen, but the pain and the swelling was most definitely lessened. Turmeric has also been studied to be used for depression, and it's actually been shown to be as effective as Prozac. It's also used to help blood sugar. It's very commonly used in Indian cooking. Now, this goes in with the next thing. So we use it in Indian cooking commonly with things like curries. So, but when we see those curries, we also see pepper or some type of fat, some type of healthy fat, coconut oil or milk or coconut milk or some type of healthy fat is always included with those recipes. That's really not a coincidence. As it turns out, in order for turmeric to be absorbed by our body and for our bodies to use it best, it needs to have either that healthy fat or pepper, something with pepperine in it. Better, in fact, if they're together, like a lot of curries in Indian cooking. Not a coincidence. But it works well. It works very well in my experience. Excuse me, for pellet swelling and pain, and also has helped me with depression. So it's a really great herb, one of my favorites. Today's preparation is capsules. This is my favorite way to take my turmeric. Go ahead, the video link is in your lesson for this week, so go ahead and watch the video on how to make capsules. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you next week.